Did you know that a single penny, yes, 1 cent, from 1948 without a mint mark could be worth up to $1.8 million today? That's right. In this video, we're diving deep into the mysterious and fascinating world of the 1948 no mint mark wheat penny. Why is it so valuable? What's its story? And how do you know if you might be holding one in your collection? Stick around, this is a coin you don't want to overlook. The wheat penny, also known as the Lincoln wheat cent, was first minted in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Designed by Victor David Brenner, its obverse shows Lincoln's profile, while the reverse shows two stylized wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent, hence the name wheat penny. These pennies were minted from 1909 to 1958 and are popular among collectors. But not all wheat pennies are created equal. Some, like the 1948 no mint mark version, have become incredibly rare and incredibly valuable. Most coins carry a mint mark to indicate where they were struck, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and so on. But a coin without a mint mark typically means it was minted in Philadelphia. That's standard, so what makes the 1948 no mint mark wheat penny different? In 1948, millions of pennies were made in Philadelphia with no mint mark. However, a tiny handful were minted with a rare striking error, making them almost one of a kind. Only a few have ever been found, and that's where things get interesting. In recent years, a unique 1948 no mint mark wheat penny sold at auction for $1.8 million, shocking both collectors and experts. So what made this specific coin so valuable? The answer lies in a combination of extreme rarity, a unique die error, pristine condition, and historical interest. This particular coin was believed to be a transitional strike, possibly involving leftover dies or planchets from an experimental minting process. Think of it like a factory error on a vintage baseball card, only far more rare. It's also graded MS68 red, almost perfect. That grade alone is insanely rare for wheat pennies, but with this specific error, it's basically a unicorn. When the coin was discovered and authenticated by PCGS, one of the top coin grading companies, it sparked a bidding war. Collectors from around the world tried to get their hands on this piece of history. The final hammer price, $1.8 million. And this wasn't just a fluke. Coins like this one represent the intersection of history, rarity, condition, and demand, and when all those stars align, the price can skyrocket. So how do you know if you have the $1 million penny? Here's what to look for: a no mint mark under the date off-center strike, doubling of text, or strange color if it looks brand new. Don't clean it. Get it graded. If you think you've found one, take it to a professional coin dealer or send it to NGC or PCGS for grading. Even if it's not the $1.8 million version, a high-grade 1948 wheat penny could still be worth hundreds or even thousands. The 1948 no mint mark wheat penny is a perfect example of how something so small can hold such huge value, financially and historically. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just got a handful of change from the store, always check your coins. You never know when you might strike gold, or copper, in this case. 1951, a post-war America, where the average gallon of gas cost 19 cents, and a penny was, well, just a penny. Or so we thought. The Lincoln wheat penny, also known as the wheat cent, was first minted in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Designed by Victor D. Brenner, this coin featured Lincoln on the obverse, making it the first U.S. coin to depict a real historical person, and two wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing prosperity. Fast forward to 1951, and the wheat penny was still in circulation, with three main minting facilities producing them in that year. Over 284 million pennies were struck in Philadelphia alone, all without a mint mark, which was standard for that facility. So what makes this particular 1951 no mint mark penny worth nearly $1.9 million? Great question. At first glance, the 1951 penny seems very ordinary. It's made of 95% copper, 5% tin, and zinc. But rarity isn't always about quantity, it's about condition, errors, and sometimes a story. There's one known 1951 wheat penny with no mint mark that's graded MS68 plus red by PCGS. That's mint state, almost perfect. Its luster, color, and flawless condition make it a unicorn in the coin world. Think about it, out of hundreds of millions, only one survived in such pristine condition. That level of preservation is what sent collectors into a bidding frenzy. And then there's the rumor. Dramatic pause. Some experts believe this particular penny may have been part of a special strike, possibly minted under unique conditions or by a mint employee with access to early dies. While never confirmed by the US Mint, this theory adds legend to the coin story. In early 2024, this remarkable 1951 wheat penny was sold in a private auction for a staggering $1.9 million, breaking records for Lincoln cents. The buyer? An anonymous billionaire collector who reportedly has a passion for flawless copper coins. The seller? A longtime collector who had kept the coin in a bank vault for over 30 years, waiting for the right moment. Talk about a penny saved, penny earned. So how do you know if your old wheat pennies are worth a fortune? Check the date and mint mark. Key dates like 1909 SVDB, 1914D, and yes, rare condition 1951s are highly valuable. MS65 and above is where the real money is. Look for coins with full luster, no scratches, and strong details. Double dies, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, these can skyrocket a penny's value. Red pennies, designated RD, are more valuable than brown, BN, or red-brown, RB, because they retain more of their original copper color. If you think you've got a gem, send it to PCGS or NGC. Authentication adds credibility and resale value. The wheat penny was retired in 1958, replaced by the Lincoln Memorial Reverse. But its legacy lives on, not just in collections, but in the hearts of collectors who dream of finding that one coin that changes everything. And who knows, maybe your next pocketful of change holds a piece of history worth a fortune. If you enjoyed this story of the legendary 1951 no-mint mark wheat penny, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more unbelievable coin stories. And hey, comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or inherited one. We'd love to hear your treasure tales. 1955 no-mint mark wheat penny. This isn't just a piece of copper, it's a mistake turned masterpiece. Today, we're diving deep into its mysterious origins, the rare error that made it famous, and why collectors are willing to spend a fortune to get their hands on it. The year was 1955. Post-war America was booming. Elvis was just getting started, the Cold War was heating up, and the US Mint in Philadelphia was working overtime to produce coins for a rapidly expanding economy. Among those millions of coins struck was one that would become legendary. The wheat penny, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two wheat stalks on the reverse, had been in circulation since 1909. It was already iconic. But in 1955, something went wrong, or rather, something went so wrong it became right. The coin we're talking about has no mint mark, meaning it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. And at first glance, it looks like a normal penny. But under the surface? A freak error changed everything. The US Mint uses a process involving dies to strike each coin. In 1955, one of those dies became misaligned, leading to a dramatic double die error. That means parts of the coin were stamped twice, slightly off-center. The result? Letters and numbers that appear doubled, especially in the words Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1955 itself. To the naked eye, it's obvious. It almost looks like your vision's blurred. But this wasn't caught immediately. Around 24,000 of these error coins were released into circulation, most during the overnight shift when visibility was low. By the time someone noticed, they were already mixed into bags sent to banks and stores. Word spread quickly. Coin collectors were scrambling to find one. Kids checked their piggy banks, stores started examining their registers, and a frenzy began. But out of the 24,000, far fewer survive in pristine condition. Many were spent, scratched, or damaged. A mint state 1955 double die, especially one with no mint mark and clean features, is incredibly rare. This rarity is what skyrocketed its value. Early examples fetched a few $100 in the 1960s. By the 80s, prices were in the thousands. So how does a penny become worth $1.70 million? In 2023, a mint condition 1955 no mint mark wheat penny with the double die error, graded MS65 read by PCGS, made headlines when it sold at auction for a record-breaking $1.70 million. Why so much? 3 key reasons. Historical significance. It's one of the most famous US coin errors. Incredible rarity and high grade. Most are worn or damaged. Collector demand. There's always someone looking to complete the ultimate error coin collection. Only a few dozen are known to exist in such high grades. Think you might have one? Here's what to look for. The 1955 should look doubled. Look at Liberty and In God We Trust. The letters should be sharply duplicated. There should be no mint mark under the date. Use a magnifying glass or loop. Details matter. Finally, consider sending it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Counterfeits are common. Scammers have tried to copy the doubling using various techniques, but trained eyes and grading labs can spot the fakes. The 1955 no mint mark wheat penny isn't just a coin, it's a piece of history, a collector's dream, and proof that even a tiny mistake can become a $1 million masterpiece. So next time you check your change, look a little closer. Who knows? You might be holding onto a penny worth more than gold. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin deep dives, and let us know in the comments what's the rarest coin you've ever found. 1956 no mint mark wheat penny. Whether you're a coin collector, a history buff, or just someone who loves a good mystery, stick around, because what we're about to uncover will blow your mind. The Lincoln wheat penny, also known as the wheat cent, was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person and ran until 1958, making it one of the most iconic coins in American numismatic history. In 1956, the wheat penny was nearing the end of its production run. The coin featured Lincoln's portrait on the front and two stylized wheat stalks on the reverse. Most coins were struck at either the Philadelphia Mint, which had no mint mark, or the Denver Mint, which used a small d, but here's the twist: while the Philadelphia Mint typically didn't include a mint mark, something about the 1956 no mint mark penny makes it different, and extremely valuable. Now, you might be wondering, if no mint mark usually means Philadelphia, then why is a 1956 no mint mark penny suddenly worth millions? Great question. In 1956, millions of pennies were minted, over 420 million in fact. So what's the big deal? Well, here's where things get really interesting. Among all those ordinary 1956 pennies, a tiny handful showed unusual characteristics: a lack of detail or double-struck features, a slightly off-center strike, or even the use of experimental planchets, coin blanks not normally used for pennies. Some numismatists believe one or more of these no mint mark pennies were either accidentally struck using a rare composition, or perhaps even created as intentional mint errors, which, over time, became legendary. In recent years, the internet has been buzzing with reports of a 1956 no mint mark wheat penny being sold or valued at up to $1.9 million. While these claims often come with a lot of hype and very little proof, there is a foundation of truth. Rare coin collectors are known to pay top dollar for authentic error coins, coins in mint state or uncirculated condition, coins with historical anomalies. So while a normal 1956 penny might only be worth a few cents, one with a documented error or unique composition can skyrocket in value. One such coin, rumored to have an unusual strike in perfect condition, was allegedly sold to a private collector for just under $2 million. Although the exact details are kept private, the story has lit a fire under the coin collecting world. So, how can you tell if your 1956 penny is worth millions? This is normal for Philadelphia, but it's just the starting point. Uncirculated or MS65 plus graded coins are worth the most. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual coloration. If the penny was struck on a non-standard planchet, it could be incredibly valuable to get it graded. If you suspect you have a special coin, send it to a professional service like PCGS or NGC for authentication and grading. Don't just assume your coin is valuable because of the date. It's all about the details. So, what's the market saying today? A normal 1956 no mint mark wheat penny is worth 1 to 50 cents depending on condition. A mint state, MS65, example, can go for $15 to $30. But rare error varieties and ultra high grades? You could be looking at thousands, even hundreds of thousands in verified sales, and in extremely rare cases, like the alleged $1.9 million sale, the value goes off the charts. While that kind of price is exceptional and often debated, it's not impossible in the world of rare coins where private collectors play big. So next time you find a penny in your pocket, take a second look. It might just be worth more than your car, or your house, and who knows? That 1956 no mint mark wheat penny sitting in an old jar might be your ticket to a millionaire's club. Comment below if you've ever found an unusual coin, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a coin worth a fortune. 1956 D wheat penny, a coin that's recently made headlines for fetching a jaw-dropping $1.6 million at auction. What makes this little copper coin so special? Let's dive into its fascinating history, rare errors, and skyrocketing value. The 1956 D wheat penny was minted in Denver, as marked by the small d below the date on the coin's obverse. It was part of the Lincoln Wheat Cents series, which ran from 1909 to 1958, originally designed by Victor David Brenner. This particular design features Abraham Lincoln on the front and two wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing prosperity and growth. In 1956, over 1.098 billion wheat pennies were minted in Denver, making it one of the most common years. So why is one coin worth over $1 million? The secret lies in the errors and rarity of certain die varieties. While the vast majority of 1956 D pennies are worth just a few cents, some rare variants, especially in mint state or with doubling errors, are worth significantly more. One such variety is the 1956 D RPM, repunched mint mark. This error occurred when the Denver mint mark was stamped twice, slightly offset, creating a distinctive and collectible anomaly. But the real game changer? The recently discovered 1956 D penny with a combination of a repunched mint mark, pristine mint condition, MS67 plus red, and unique die characteristics that make it one of a kind. In 2024, this exact coin, a 1956 D wheat penny in perfect condition, with a rare RPM error and deep red luster, stunned the coin world. Certified by PCGS as MS67 plus RD, and authenticated by several numismatic experts, it went to auction with a starting price of $500,000. After a fierce bidding war among collectors and investors, it sold for an astonishing $1.6 million, setting a record for this coin series. The buyer? An anonymous collector who reportedly sees it as the holy grail of Lincoln cents. So how can you tell if your 1956 D wheat penny is a treasure? Use a magnifying glass to check if there's a slight shadow or doubling around the D. Red pennies are more valuable than brown ones. The fewer the scratches or blemishes, the better. If you suspect you've got something special, send it to PCGS or NGC for grading. It's rare, but not impossible. One lucky find could change your life. Interest in rare coins has been surging, with younger collectors joining the scene, and high-net-worth investors treating coins as alternative assets. While the average 1956 D penny is worth only a few cents, rare errors in pristine condition can command thousands, or in exceptional cases, millions. Coin dealers now report increased interest in wheat pennies overall, especially those with unique minting anomalies from the 1950s. So, the next time you come across an old penny, take a closer look. Hidden in your change jar could be the next $1 million marvel. 1957 D wheat penny, recently making headlines with a reported value of up to $1.90 million. Could a humble penny from 1957 really be worth more than a Ferrari? Let's dig into the history, the minting, and what makes this coin potentially one of the most valuable wheat pennies ever. The wheat penny, also known as the Lincoln Wheat Cent, was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person and stayed in circulation until 1958, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design. On the reverse, you'll see two stalks of wheat, which is how the penny got its nickname. These coins were primarily made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving them that classic reddish-brown tone we know and love. The wheat penny series is a favorite among collectors, not just because of its design, but because of the rich history, variations, and rare errors scattered throughout the decades. Now, let's talk about the 1957 D. The D mint mark means it was struck at the Denver Mint. That year, over 1.1 billion wheat pennies were produced, so in general, the 1957 D is considered common. You'll often find them in circulated condition for just a few cents, but there's a twist. A small handful of these coins, and we're talking extremely rare specimens, have been discovered with minting errors, pristine conditions, or unknown anomalies that defy explanation. Here's where the buzz starts. In 2023, reports began circulating about a 1957 D wheat penny that allegedly sold for $1.9 million through a private collector network. Money Mouth Face Double Die Obverse, DDO. Some rare 1957 D pennies show extreme doubling in the date or lettering. Off metal strike, it may have been struck on the wrong planchet, like a silver dime planchet, creating a bizarre error. Perfect grade, a coin graded MS68 plus red or higher by PCGS or NGC can fetch astronomical prices due to eye appeal and condition rarity. Unknown minting error or variety, there might be a yet to be publicly identified error or die variant that sets this specific coin apart from millions of others. This coin wasn't found in someone's change jar, it was likely in a sealed, protected collection for decades. If you're holding a 1957 DWheat penny right now, don't run to the auction house just yet. Here's what to look for: any unusual spacing, doubling, or positioning could be a clue. Check the date and the word Liberty under magnification for doubling. A wrong planchet might result in a different weight or metallic tone. Even a regular coin can be valuable in uncirculated, mint-state condition, especially with that bright red luster. Most 1957 DWheat pennies are worth 1 to 50 cents, and maybe up to $5 to $20 in near mint or uncirculated condition. But if your coin is MS67 or MS68 red, that jumps to hundreds or even thousands at auction. The supposed $1.9 million example? Likely due to an extraordinary combination of error, condition, and provenance. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stacksbowers have confirmed values in the tens of thousands for high-grade examples, and the private collector market can push those even higher. So, could a 1957 DWheat penny in your collection be the next $1 million find? It's unlikely, but not impossible. Always check your coins carefully, get them graded if they look unusual, and stay tuned to the collector community. Let me know in the comments if you have a 1957 DWheat penny and describe what it looks like. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more rare coin stories, collecting tips, and numismatic news. 1958 DWheat penny. Buckle up, because in the next 10 minutes, we're diving deep into coin history, uncovering mint secrets, and exploring the wild world of rare coin collecting. To understand the 1958 DWheat penny, we need to go back to the origins of the wheat penny itself. First minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the wheat penny marked a major shift in U.S. coin design. It was the first regular issue U.S. coin to feature a real person. On the reverse, two simple stalks of wheat flanked the coin, symbolizing America's agricultural roots. This design by Victor David Brenner ran for nearly 50 years, until it was retired in 1959 in favor of the Lincoln Memorial reverse. The 1958 DWheat penny was minted in Denver, indicated by the small d under the date. Over 800 million of these coins were struck. That makes it, on paper, a very common coin. So, how could one be worth over $1 million? Well, that's where the story takes a twist. In 1958, both Philadelphia and Denver mints were producing wheat pennies. But here's where things get interesting: a rare error occurred, and it didn't happen in Denver. It happened in Philadelphia. A small handful, just 3 known examples, of 1958 pennies from Philadelphia were struck with a doubled die obverse, meaning the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" appear doubled, visible to the naked eye. These coins became instant legends. Now here's where collectors often get confused. The 1958 double die penny is what fetched prices of $1.1 million to $1.7 million in private sales and auctions. But that coin does not have a D mint mark. It was minted in Philadelphia. As of today, no authentic 1958 D double die penny has ever been confirmed. So if you see listings or rumors about a 1958 D worth $1.7 million, double-check the details. It's likely a misunderstanding or an attempt to ride the hype. So what makes the 1958 double die penny so incredibly valuable? Let's break it down. Only 3 known examples exist. That's rarer than many gold coins. The most famous 1958 double die is in mint state 65 red, almost flawless. Lincoln cents are one of the most collected coin series in the US. When rarity meets high demand, prices skyrocket. Got some old pennies at home? Here's what to look for. Look for a missing mint mark, must be from Philadelphia. Examine Liberty and "In God We Trust." If the letters look doubled, you might be onto something big. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop to inspect the details. And if you think you found one, send it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. As of today, the last known sale of a 1958 double die was for over $1.7 million in a private transaction. It's one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever sold. Even lesser double dies or high-grade 1958 DS can sell for hundreds or thousands, especially if they're in pristine condition. So, check your change jars. Search your grandparents' coin stash. Because somewhere out there, maybe even in your drawer, a tiny copper disc could change your life. Coin collecting isn't just about money. It's about history, mystery, and the thrill of the hunt. Enjoyed this video? Hit that like button, subscribe for more amazing coin stories, and turn on the bell so you don't miss our next rare coin breakdown.